What's going on, guys? So I'm sure I've done a video like this in the past, but I do need to fix a pocket clip that was hyperextended. So I figured why not film it again, just in case you never saw this before. So what happened here? I have a REVO Knives Ness, all right, very cool knife. Just did a video on it not too long ago. So we take a closer look here. You can see the pocket clip is off of the frame. See the gap in between the side of the scale and the clip? You don't want that. You want your pocket clip tight against the frame of the knife. All right, so I'm not exactly sure how this got hyperextended. Since I did my video, I've only carried this around the house since everyone's home now, obviously. So I don't know. I don't know what happened. Maybe I got hooked on the couch or something. I did have it in my pocket a couple times. I was breaking down some cardboard boxes for recycling, and who knows, maybe it got snagged on something. I just didn't notice it. But what happens is your knife is usually clipped to your pocket, and the actual pocket clip is exposed. So throughout your day, whether you're rubbing on something or getting out of your car, maybe it grabs your seatbelt in the car. That's actually a very common thing, that hyperextend your clips. But whatever happens, it grabs the clip and it pulls it out. Okay, so I made it a lot worse here just as an example. That's usually what you see, where you're like, oh my God, what do I do? Well, it's actually pretty easy to fix these. You just have to remove the pocket clip and basically use some pliers to pinch down the bottom. So you're reshaping this bend that's over here, okay? So this happens, don't freak out, you just need some basic tools. You need to take off your pocket clip, so depending on your knife, whatever tools are necessary. In this case, this knife has 2 pocket clip screws. They're both, I believe, T6. All right, so Torx 6. So we're gonna go ahead and remove those. Okay, be careful not to lose them. I'm actually going to take them out in this case because I want to bend this clip. All right, then you're going to need some kind of pliers, simple Gerber pliers here for this purpose. And then you're going to squeeze these. Now you can use, a vise if you have, the availability of doing that. But you want to just basically squeeze this together close towards the bend. Okay. Now this is just, I've done this probably dozens of times. I'm not really squeezing down so much on this. I'm just holding it together and bending. I'm bending down. So I'm pushing down on the pocket clip. Okay, because if you overbend this, it's going to be too tight. And keep in mind, when all metal bends, it ends up weakening that point. So if you do this over and over again, it's just going to snap. In fact, the first time you do it, it's always possible that it's going to snap. This is just a simple at-home solution to this problem. All right, so I'm holding the back. Now you can, of course, get in there and just hold the bottom plate if you're afraid of squeezing it together. Either or doesn't really matter so much. You're just pushing downward. All right, so you want the gap on the end of the pocket clip for this specific style, this deep conceal clip that wraps around, you want it a little bit closer. All right, the further or the bigger this gap is right here, all right, the higher that pocket clip's going to sit off the frame. So when you're done, before you screw it down, you can just rest it against the knife, okay, where that slot's going to be. And you can see how it's lifted up a little bit. That's totally fine, because when I screw this down, it's going to create a little bit more pressure as well. So that's pretty much it. Then you just want to put your pocket clip back on. This deep conceal clip, the hardest part is probably just putting these screws back on. So I'm going to put it on the tip of my tool here. I'm going to fish it through the pocket clip and through that hole. All right, just kind of get it started here. All right, so make sure. It's very hard doing this through a viewfinder. All right, so I'm just going to get that started. I'll tighten it down once both screws are in. The same deal, just kind of fishing that through. Get that started. All right. Just tighten both screws. These are very small, fragile screws, so you don't want to over tighten. You definitely don't want to strip it. All right, and that is it. You can see right now it is rested against the frame, so it still has the good tension. All right, obviously when you're checking this, don't swing it way out. Again, it's just going to create the same problem. All right, but you want that tension. You want it to be totally against the frame. So when you have your pocket clips, you can always check your pocket clips as well just by tapping them. shouldn't make much noise. If there's a little gap in between, you'll hear a click because it'll be clicking against the side of your knife. So that's pretty much it. Now we're good to go. All right. So I just want to do a quick video on that. A lot of people already know this, but some people don't. So it's always worth making a video on. Even if it helps one person out there, it was worth my time. And that's pretty much it. I'm sure there's better ways to do this and safer ways to do this. I mean, you could screw it up. You can accidentally bend it too much. And like I said, you could snap it off because every time that metal gets bent, it's going to be weakened. But anyway, there you go. Hopefully it helps. All right, I'm back for a second. Right after the video, I just took a close look. I noticed the top screw was on a little bit of an angle. Luckily, it didn't strip the screws at all. But just in case I was on camera and someone's OCD, they're going to go, oh my God, what's he doing? So I want to give you a close up here. All right, like I said, this top screw, it was on a little bit of an angle. Okay, so it's kind of sticking up. So I ended up doing was backing out completely, okay, and then putting it back down. So it's nice and tight. Let me get this to focus here. All right, just so that everyone knows, both these screws are totally flat and nice and tight again. All right. It's important because sometimes you might see something and you go, oh, you know, like when you're watching a video and maybe there's like a little hair and it's just sitting there the whole video and you just can't help but stare at that little hair, or maybe there's a little dot, some kind of dust or a little speck of dirt or something, and it ruins your entire experience watching that video. I know someone out there watched me put this together 2 seconds ago and went, doesn't he know that it's crooked? Well, just in case you happen to catch that, now you can sleep better tonight knowing that I fixed it. So anyway, that's it. I'm really going now. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.